Welcome to A&K Computer's WinPCO Pest Control Program. In this video, we're going to cover how to set up a redo invoice. This is an invoice pertaining to an extra service, callback, respray, retreat, etc. Once the customer's accessing a customer master, and this is a customer who has called back because they're having reoccurring problems with a particular target pest, and you want to set up the extra service so the technician can go out there and retreat those areas, maybe inside or outside. Once you bring up the customers, a couple of things that you need to check. One is to see if they have a current invoice, which will mean that they're due for service. You simply can reschedule that service to the date that the technician wants to go out there. Or if you've been out there before and you have processed the invoice and a return slip processing, when that's done and is posted, it is stored in the history invoice field. Here, you simply double click on it to get a detailed version, and down here on the lower right corner it says click here to create a redo invoice. So you click on that and you can enter the date that you want to schedule it for. Press enter, and by taking out the dollar amount 0.00, and you can assign it to a route, technician, or type of service. You also can put a time there, and you can put a little memo, an example, something like this, and that will actually show up on the invoice when it's generated. You can print the invoice right then and there if it's scheduled for like the next day or a few days out, and if you just uncheck it, it's going to store it for you. So you'll notice here that off this invoice that's been processed and stored in history, that is now created a live invoice with the invoice number. You simply click OK. So if I close the history invoice field and go back to the current, I see that I now created a no charge invoice. Now you may run across a customer, particularly a brand new customer, and there's no history information pertaining to that account because the initial service was not performed yet. You also can create a no charge invoice by going to edit add, click on new, press enter, pick any particular field that you're treating for. You don't want to enter a dollar amount here, but you're going to notice at the frequency field, if you click on the icon there, we have redo already built in. However, you do not want to use this feature, so we're going to say one shot because it's going to be a callback or a one-time service that has no dollar amount on it. Once again, when using a one-shot frequency, you can enter the date that is scheduled for there. And there again, option 1, option 2 doesn't apply. And of course, as always, you want to assign it to a technician and route. And you simply click on schedule, and you click OK and create the invoice. So what we've done here is we created a one-shot invoice with no dollar amount. So once this is closed, you go into current, and you're going to see the one-shot invoice. By double clicking on it and going down to where it says frequency, you can take out the one shot and enter RD for redo and press enter. And once it's saved, this is another way of creating a no charge invoice, which we call a retreat, respray, callback, whatever. This ends how to create a redo invoice.